How much money do you need to earn a year to live the life that you want? Because people actually walk to work like headless chicken without knowing exactly the amount that they need to live the life that they actually want to live. And some people actually think they make more than enough. Stop lying to yourself. It's a lie. You're not making enough money. You think you are because you're making 20, 30, 40, 50 grand a year, but it's a lie. And I'm going to show you the reality. People with the highest salary comparing to the ones that are making an average salary are actually the ones that are further away from financial freedom, believe it or not. The lawyers, the doctors, those are the ones that actually spend more money than they actually make. Let's take a lawyer, for example. A lawyer needs a nice watch, a nice office, a nice home, 2 or 3, 4 cars when the family is actually okay with only 1 or 2 cars, and they are paying for that private members club, and they live in a super expensive neighborhood, and the lawyer want to have that Rolex or the AP or whatever watch that people are wearing today just to impress the colleagues and also the clients. They actually spend more than their income compared to the ones who actually have a lower salary than 10,000 euros a month, and they live a little bit below their standards, which helps them to have a little bit more money at the end of the month. Okay, so now we're going to make an example. We're just going to pretend that you actually make $50,000 a year, even though I know you're making between $25 to $35 a year, okay? But let's just pretend with it, okay? We're going to work backwards and start off to look at your expenses. So let's say you live in America. The first expense will be your federal income tax, which is approximately about 10%. So that's $5,000 coming out of your pocket. The balance at the moment is $45,000. The second thing that comes out of your pocket is your Social Security medical care. That's approximately about 8%. So now we've gone from $45,000 down to $41,000 in your pocket. And then we're going over to your third expense, and that is your rent. So let's say you got quite cheap rent. You're not paying more than about $12,000 a rent. So now your total balance is $29,000. It goes quite quick, doesn't it? And then you've got your utility expenses, including all the other expenses as subscriptions, as Netflix, Amazon, Disney, or whatever you subscribe to. Let's just play with the imagination that you're paying approximately about $3,000 on that expenses. Now we're all the way down to $26,000. Huh? That's what's in your bank account. Now we're going over to your car expenses. So you're paying for your car, you're paying for your insurance, and you're paying for petrol. That costs you $8,000 a year. Bear in mind, I'm being very conservative on the numbers I'm actually giving you. The balance now is $18,000. Let's say that your grocery is going to be, well, the inflation is going up quite quick, but let's say that your grocery is not more than $2,400 a year. Your total balance now is cha-ching, $17,600. You want to eat out. How much are you going to spend a year? We've put a budget for you for $4,800, which is much less than the average person actually spend on eating out. Your total balance is $12,800. The next expense you have is travel, because you want to travel, no? But I'm not going to treat myself too much because I'm trying to save up some money. So I'm going to put a budget of only $5,000 on my travel this year. So just imagine, so if you're making $50,000 a year and your travel expenses budget for this year is only $5,000, I'm not sure how far you can get with that, but I know that the inflation has gone up quite high, and after Corona, funny enough, the prices on flights have gone up quite a lot. I don't know about you, but please bring the prices down again. All those airlines, there's people that wants to travel, but people are still paying those high travels. But let's finish there. You're paying $5,000 a year on travel. Now your balance is on an staggering $7,800. You know, I want to get hench up for the summer. Obviously, I want a gym membership, and I've put a budget for 600 euros, and now my balance is 7,200. Moving on, shopping. I want to go on a little shopping spree once or twice a year, and I cannot spend more than 2,400 euros. Balance $4,800. Now we're going to round it up. So how much are all of those expenses that I've actually mentioned? Drum rolls, please. $45,200. $200. Bear in mind, the average monthly expenses for one person total is actually $3,400 a month, or round it up to $40,859. So even if your expenses were that, you end up with less than $10,000 a year. But there's other hidden expenses that we haven't even actually mentioned. So anything from, if you got a pet, you got to buy pet food, you've got to pay for pet insurance, student loans, debt, emergency savings account that you got to put in. Are you even investing in anything? Are you putting money into your investment account or your crypto account? Are you sending out $1 and make sure that $1 comes back and becomes 2, 3, 4, 5? Are you investing? Honestly, how much money have you got in your investment account? Do you even own an investment account? And then also, there's always those hidden purchases. You find a purse that you like, or you find a pair of shoes that you like, and you normally don't spend more than $70 or $100 on sneakers, but then you find those new exclusive Jordans or those new Balenciagas, and then you say, hey, do you know what, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm not here to point any fingers. I've been that person before, but what I actually had to do is I had to educate myself financial education. I'm not saying that I had to go to Harvard University or anything like that. Definitely not, didn't go get that kind of education. But what I said is that I had to put myself around the right people that actually know how to run their finance. I read my books, and one of the main books I actually read was Rich Dad Poor Dad, probably the best book I've ever read when it comes to finance, just to get a start. I've sent it to my younger brothers who are not even, they weren't even 10 years old when they read it, and we've gone through it together. And I've always, when everybody asks me, can you recommend a book for me? Yes, that's probably the first book I always recommend when I recommend a book for people that come and ask me. So Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, make sure you get it. It's like $10 on Amazon, but it's probably gonna make you millions and millions and millions in the future. Let's leave the matrix. Let's go back into the real world, okay? 2024, let's go back into the real world. If your expenditure is $50,000 a year and you want to become financial free, grab a pen and a paper, because I'm going to explain to you exactly what you need to do to become financial free and have your investment paying for your lifestyle. You need to have an asset or an investment that gives you $50,000 a year. That's it. It's not more complicated than that. Now, the question is, how can you do that? Let's say you have an investment that gives you only 10% every single year. Or let's say that you have enough investments and the total investment portfolio that you own has a minimum return of 10% every single year. If you have $500,000 and you make 10%, then you make $50,000 return on investment. There you go. I can even hear you from your device, and you're telling me, well, Evans, I haven't even got $500,000 in my account. So, or I have $500,000, but I'm a bit afraid of putting that money in the investment accounts or investing in this and that. I understand that, but you have to put yourself in a position where you are able to invest $500,000 so that you can make that 10%. Which is $50,000. You're probably thinking, okay, but I don't have $500,000 that I can allocate to an investment. Use the situation where you're in now. Use your imagination, because there's so many ways of making money. There's never been so many opportunities to make money without spending a fortune to make money. You can open up your YouTube channel, but people are not being consistent. I see people becoming millionaires every single day through Shopify. But the main thing on how to actually build up your finance from your regular job is your side hustle. You got to find side hustles. There's hundreds or millions of YouTubers that explains to you how you can start your own side hustles. Let's say your name is Stacy or Sarah, Sandra, whoever. You're a person, you're a human being, male, female, doesn't matter. You want to start from the beginning, which I had to do. I had to start from the beginning. And when I went into investment for the first time, my first investment was only $100 that I invested in. I started there. And then I wrote down and said, okay, I want to make approximately about $500,000 so that I can one day put that in an investment asset that's going to make me 10% every single year. And during this time, I had multiple different investments. If it's stocks and shares, crypto, investing in companies, or investing in joint ventures, or whatever it is. And that's how you become financial free. make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and leave us a comment.